Hello? I'd like to think I'm live. And I'd like to think that you can hear me talking. Yes. Welcome to this rather strange live stream. Well, you're probably thinking, what's a movie channel and a guy who reviews movies going to build a toy? But this is essentially a toy that I got recently from China. It's part of the NeZha world. And I've got quite a few of them, and I posted a photo of it on my community tab. But this is the toy that I will be making today. It is adult NeZha. Well, maybe not adult NeZha. I don't think that's what he should be called. He's the bigger NeZha. The NeZha at the end of NeZha, Birth of the Demon Child. So this is the toy from Kipeli. I'm pretty sure this is an official toy. It's got all the right stickers and watermarks on it. You know, sometimes you never can tell from China when you get something whether it's going to be real or if it's going to be fake. But I'm pretty sure this is real. So I have this really bad habit of not wanting to destroy any of the boxes of anything that I own. I'm sure you all know people who are like that. So I'm just going to carefully prise open this box, and I'm probably going to have to damage it anyway. Ah, got it. Success. Awesome. So inside is the usual bootlegged Lego stuff, though like I said, I'm pretty sure this is not a bootleg. And there's the rather colourful and simplistic instructions that I will be following. Now, I don't wonder how long it reckons I should take to do this. Now, 180 pieces, surely that can't take me too long. But then you never know. I'm not as young as I used to be. This could take forever. So, well, sorry about the rustling. Everything's coming in a pretty awesome looking bag. Lighten the Dream. You see that? Lighten the Dream. What the hell does that mean? Oh, anyway. So what we'll do, because I think if I just build this thing and watch it build... there's even more bags. It's going to be pretty boring just to watch me build it. I reckon we should have a little bit of a chat about pretty much anything. Anything movie related, of course. So, I don't know whether I should open all the packets at once. You know what? Let's not start yet. Until I need these other packets, I'm not going to start opening them up. So, the first thing I need to do, it's telling me I need a brown piece. This one. This is starting off with the base of NeZha. So I figured, while we were at it, maybe we could talk about... maybe I should put what it looks like in the bottom so you can see. No, it's going to take up too much room. We should maybe talk about a movie. Let's talk about a movie. Well, the obvious one to talk about would be NeZha. But that really depends on whether you guys have seen it or not. Have you seen NeZha, Birth of the Demon Child? I think it's a great film. I watched it twice. First time was a bit of a screw up. I watched it with my wife and we downloaded this awful bootleg off the internet that was clearly a Vietnamese version of the movie that had the worst English subtitles you could ever imagine. And that kind of almost ruined the experience of watching NeZha. Such a great film. But thank God for Wellgo USA, who actually were able to create a Blu-ray of the movie. So I was able to get the Blu-ray and watch this fantastic movie. So I'm looking for these little. Is it that bit? Nope, it's not the bit I'm looking for. This is going to be very frustrating if anyone's watching this. They're going to think, what is this dude doing why can he not build a basic Lego set? And you know what? I think the parts I need are not in that bag. I think they're in this bag. So just going to have to open them up anyway. So if you have seen NeZha, I would be really interested to know what you thought of it, because as an animation film, I thought it was actually quite good, and for a Chinese film, it's fantastic. Chinese movies aren't those usual boring type movies that you might think they are. Well, I mean, yeah, sure, there's still a lot of those bloody boring movies out there. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of them seem to be pretty good lately. So NeZha's got some pretty decent animation, and I wish I could show you some video clips while we're doing this, but I'm pretty sure we'd get done for copyright on that particular one. But it tells the story of NeZha. Essentially, he is part of a very popular Chinese mythological history, and NeZha is just one of the many stories part of that history. Now, typical, I cannot find, you know what it's like, you can never, there, is that it? I reckon that is it. I reckon the instructions are clear, but I think these are all separate pieces. I've been looking for a completely different piece, and it's something completely bloody different. But according to the instructions, see, this is what I'm trying to look for. I'm already stuck on step 2. It's a boomer fail. Call this a boomer fail. I'm looking for these pieces, and for the life of me, I cannot find them. I should have checked this before I went live, so I didn't look silly trying to build this thing without any kind of instructions beforehand. No, I think that was right. I think they are these pieces, so I think it's that and this. Oh, just if anyone's interested, instead of actually saying Lego, you probably will not be able to see this on the stream because it's such a tiny detail. But instead of it saying Lego on the bit, it says ENLI. I've never heard of whatever company that is, but look, I'm sure the patent on Lego expired ages ago, and now every man and his dog in China are just making Lego, and I'm sure you've seen it. If you go down to your local variety store, I'm sure you've seen all those boxes of those superhero Legos. Hell, even I've got a lot of them. Because they look cool. They make characters that official Lego don't seem to make. Don't think that's the piece. I think it's this one here. Yep. So, just a bit of a recap. I'm already up to step 4. There are 23 steps here, and I'm up to step 4. I'm making super duper progress. That's what it looks like so far. That's what it is going to look like when it's done. And this is the mess that I have to do to put it together. So there's another piece. That's step 5 done. Well, actually, that's step 5 done. So who has seen NeZha? If you have seen NeZha, there's probably a good chance that you're not going to be watching this live, and you might be watching a replay of it, in which case you can leave a comment and I will get back to you just to tell me if you have seen NeZha and what you thought of it. Interestingly, recently there was the newer NeZha that was released, and they've got nothing to do with each other. NeZha New Gods NeZha Reborn, which I understand has been bought by Netflix. So anyone who's seen my review of it knows that I went to the cinema and I absolutely loved it. So that will be coming to Netflix soon. There you go. That is the end of step 6, where I'm up to there, and starting to see we're getting the NeZha is taking shape. Yeah, so it's coming to Netflix very soon, but I don't have an actual... Doing it upside down. I don't have an actual date for when it comes, but it's going to be... Look, you got to watch it. You really got to watch it. It's a great film, this new NeZha. It's set in the future. It's very kind of post-apocalyptic, Mad Maxy kind of future. If you're familiar with those kind of films, it's set in a future where there's no water, and it's controlled. Water is controlled by a particular clan, I suppose, for lack of a better word. And there's one town, one province in I believe it's supposed to be China. It's all full of water. There you go. That's the end of step 8. That's what it looks like so far. The end of step 8 is probably too much light. I might turn that light off. Oh, that's a bit better. It's the end of step 8. Yeah, so there's one particular clan that's in control of all the water. And NeZha, the kid that plays NeZha is not actually NeZha, but it is someone who's reborn as NeZha, hence the title, NeZha Reborn. He's a courier, and a courier who smuggles water, which is pretty cool. Actually, the idea of it was pretty cool. That's the end of step... no, that's halfway through step 9 and step 10. I'm going to add these two here. Sorry for the funny breathing. Hope you can't hear that very well. That's the end of step 10. Yeah, so NeZha plays a courier, and he comes across the fact that he learns that he has these powers that belong to a certain cheeky demon child, and he gets trained by a mysterious primate who a lot of people, myself included, did not know who it was before I went in. And then, you get those surprises while you're watching the movie. Ah, yeah, that's who that is. That's who that is. There you go. Look at that. It's, this blocky thing is starting to take shape. This is now halfway through step 11. It looks like I have to add NeZha's arm onto this side. So I have to get a red square, this peach coloured one, and one of these things. It's red. Can you see red? Of course you can see red. I can't see it. And I've got my glasses on. Without swearing... Ah, there it is. I was going to say where the F is it, but there you go. And that goes... If I was to look at NeZha like that, it goes there. Oh boy, there's still too much light. Oh, there we go. Hope it's not going out of focus. Now, on to step 12. Step 12, we're adding... What the hell are we adding? Aha! So this is brown bits that I have to put on there. These ones. Yeah, so, as I was saying, NeZha will be coming to Netflix. The New Gods NeZha Reborn, which is the one that's just come out, will be coming to Netflix soon. So I really do recommend that if you are interested in just seeing how far Chinese animation has come since the first NeZha, the one that this toy is based on. I would seriously recommend watching it. It's a very enjoyable film. It's certainly a film that took me by surprise, but I ended up really enjoying it. And I remember going to the cinema. You wouldn't think going to the cinema here in Australia you'd get too many people. that would be interested in a Chinese movie. But hey, there was probably about 10, 15 people in the cinema, which I suppose is not a lot, but in this post-COVID world, probably is. Now I know there's going to be someone out there, the person who was with me that particular day, is probably going to be sitting there thinking, hey Dan, why don't you tell the story of what actually happened when we went to watch the movie? So funny thing happened when we went to watch the movie. The power went out. The power technically didn't go out. No, that's not what happened. We had a fire alarm. And someone decided that it would be a really good idea to go into the toilets of the cinema complex and have a smoke. And of course that set off the fire alarm of the cinema. And it evacuated us while we were watching the film. So we were a good, I want to say 15 minutes into the movie. That's where I'm up to. Just a quick progress check. That's the end of step 13. We were a good 15 minutes into the movie, and all of a sudden the lights in the cinema come on, and there's an alarm going on, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, what the hell's going on? Why would the damn light come on in the cinema? Which buckethead has made a mistake? And then the usher for the cinema comes walking in, very casually, mind you. He didn't look like he was in too big of a hurry. He was casually walking in and starts talking in a normal voice, asking us that we've got to leave. You know, we've got to leave. We're evacuating the cinema. The fire alarm's going off. And all I'm doing is sitting there going, mate, I cannot freaking hear you. The sound of the movie is really loud. What are you actually saying to us? That probably went on for about a minute until I think even he realised, oh yeah, they probably can't hear us. So anyway, we got out of the cinema. Got out of the cinema. Oh, I think I've screwed up. Have I? I can't read these instructions here. No, I have screwed up. A little bit. No, I haven't. Yeah, he comes out. We come out of the cinema, and you know, this. I think at the time there was a restriction of about 300 people in the cinema, and so all of a sudden there's 300 people standing in the foyer. I have a chat to this one guy who's waiting there. He says to me, the movie had 10 minutes to go. We got kicked out. I mean, clearly he would have wanted to have seen the end of the movie. I've got no idea what this part is to. There, here. It's his hair. This is what I'm doing. His hair on the side. Right. Okay, and that goes here. You know, this actually looks pretty cool. This looks pretty cool so far. Don't know where I'm going to put it. It does look pretty cool. And so yeah, the poor dude's standing out the front of the cinema, and he's not going to be able to get back in anywhere. They tell us to come back anytime in the next 3 months, they said. Your tickets are valid for the next 3 months. And I thought, well, just want to watch this goddamn film. So we went back the next day and watched it, as you do. There you go. Look, it's his hair's coming on. Imagine having hair. Oh, a bit jealous. Jealous of you, NeZha, for having hair. There we go. And it's got one of those little tile pieces. I would say... Oops, there's a text message coming through. It's probably someone telling me that I'm boring. Shut up, Dan. I would say... Hello. There's someone saying hello to me. It's nice. Hello. I would say I am at the end of step 15, I have 8 steps to go. I reckon there's 60 pieces left, and I think I'm doing an okay job of this thing so far. It's another mess. Oh, look at that! I've got to put his face on. I didn't see that I have to put his face on, so his face goes there. Put his face on. Where's another one? There's a little spider walking across there. Don't worry, it's not one of those killer Aussie spiders. It's just a little one. There. Then, oh, this is kind of cute. He's got eyeballs. So there's that. That goes there. There's a little spider friend here. Whoa, oops, sorry buddy. No, just walk around it. There, and then you get to put these little circle things are his eyes. Look at that. It's actually quite cute. As cute as something like this could be, obviously. There we go. He's got eyes. NeZha has eyes, has half a hair, one arm. Oh, he's getting there. He's getting there. So I do want to tell you about. I'm changing the topic here to completely unrelated from NeZha, but still sticking on the topic of Asian films. About a Donnie Yen film that I watched a couple of days ago. Now, Donnie Yen would have to be most people's favourite Asian action actor after, I would say, actually not even after Jackie Chan. I would say in this modern time, Donnie Yen would be number one. And I don't think that would be a stretch to say that. I think a lot of people would agree. And so recently, I watched one of his films. It's called Big Brother, for a video that I'm going to release very shortly about Donnie Yen movies. And I'm going to recommend, I think that's not where that goes at all. It goes up here. Oh, there. I'm going to recommend this Donnie Yen movie to you. Big Brother is the name, and it is absolutely terrific. It tells the story of Donnie Yen playing a teacher, and he gets a job at his old high school. And his high school, it's if you've seen movies like Dangerous Minds, if you've seen Dead Poets Society, it even reminded me a little bit of Dead Poets Society, then you've pretty much got an idea about what this film is about. So Donnie Yen plays a teacher who has to look after a class of rough kids, I suppose is the name. Kids that just don't want to be there. Or kids that are in a pretty tough situation. And there's 5 particular students that are in his class. And they get expelled, or threatened to be expelled, after a particularly nasty fight in a little Hong Kong cafe. Because one of the rich kids in the school, or one of the more successful kids in the school, is teasing them. One of them doesn't have parents died in an accident, so obviously thinks it's fair game to tease a guy with no parents. And of course him and his mates lash out and give the guy a pretty swift punch across the chops. And they get threatened to be expelled from school. And Donnie Yen decides as a teacher that he's going to do what he can to make sure that they don't get expelled from school. So he takes it upon himself to kind of get it involved in their lives. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, what do I think of Wei Li? Sorry, I just had a question. What do I think of Wei Li? Help me out here. At the moment, I've got an absolute blank, Adam, and I can't think of who Wei Li is. Can you give me some more information? My head is just in a completely different mode right now, and I can't think of who that is. But if you can just let me know who that is, and maybe we can have a chat about him. Or her. Just in case it's a her. Anyway, while I'm waiting for Adam to just give the reply back there, this is not a typical Donnie Yen movie. It was only made a couple of years ago. It's not a typical Donnie Yen movie in the way that it's not a full-on action film. It's very much a drama film. So if you're thinking that you want to watch something different, a different type of Donnie Yen film, I could certainly recommend this film. I think I'll do a full review on it because I think it's one of those movies that I didn't know about until I started researching a bit more about Donnie Yen. And it wasn't until I saw this movie I thought, wow, there had to be a reason why no one was talking about the film. And I think it was because it was good. I know that sounds a bit stupid, who doesn't talk about good films, but let's be honest, a lot of Donnie Yen's films over the past couple of years have not been great. Have not been great at all. And I'm looking at stuff like Enter the Fat Dragon. That is not a good film. The original Sammo Hung film, that's fantastic, and I think everyone can agree that's a fantastic film. But this Donnie Yen one, I don't know, mate. I don't think you needed to make the film. And if you were going to make the film, you probably needed to do better than Sammo. And let's be honest, no one's going to do better than Sammo. The 1978 film is just outstandingly funny. It's a little bit, for perhaps a younger audience who's not used to Sammo Hung and that kind of humour, it's maybe not going to like some of the tones in it. She's one of the best actresses out there. The actress from Spring in a Small Town, 1948. Wow, Adam, I'm going to be honest with you and say that's a little bit... It's not... I don't tend to watch movies that far back, only because, and let's be honest, it's only because it's really hard to find movies from 1948, especially Asian films. And if you do find them, the quality is usually really subpar, and perhaps lacking in English subtitles. Where I'd be interested to know where you saw. Oh, it's an actor. Okay, male actor. No, I'm going to have to look it up, Adam, and find out a bit more about it. I can't say that I know who that is. I'm sorry, mate. But what do you think of this person? Gee, so from 1948, she's also made movies in 1984 and 1976. So she sounds like she's had a pretty good career. Unfortunately, not an actress that I know anything about, and I'm not going to lie and pretend that I do know anything. So sorry, Adam. But I'd be keen to know what you think if you want to keep writing some messages, and maybe look like someone else in the chat knew who that person was. So it's more than happy for you to give us some more information about it, even including where you first saw the film, because as we know, finding Asian movies to watch, older Asian movies to watch, is just really difficult. If you're talking about movies from the 40s, and then even from the 70s, sorry, I said shit because I dropped a piece, it can be really hard to find those kind of films. Unless you're lucky enough to live in a place that might show it on television. There we go. NeZha's getting built up now. This is halfway through step 20. And now I've got to do the other arm. Yeah, unless you live in a place where that's maybe shown on television, it's kind of really hard. What's the film about? If you're still there, maybe let us know what the film's about. Otherwise, I'm going to keep talking about Donnie Yen movies, and I don't know if people are too interested in Donnie Yen movies. Although seriously, who's not interested in Donnie Yen films? If you're not interested in Donnie Yen films, tell me in the chat. I would be very surprised. Seems to be the one guy that everyone gets super excited about. Just look what happened when the trailer for Raging Fire came out. That was insane. The level of traffic that we saw on our channel when we posted that trailer is absolutely insane. So you're saying that you've seen a dubbed version, so just want to give everyone an update on that. That's step 20. One side's got the arm, one side does. Just curious if you've seen a dubbed version. So I'm very much of the school of thought that I don't like to watch dubbed versions. I prefer to watch in the original language, and I know I've spoken to some people in India that have said that they just absolutely hate reading subtitles and will only watch a movie if it's dubbed. And is that the same kind of thinking there, Adam? That not necessarily that you hate watching movies that are in the original language, but would you prefer them, as you would say, dubbed in Arabic? You are interested. Cool. So what's usually the barrier to not being able to watch the films in the original language? It's just that they're not subtitled. You don't get the you don't get to see the subtitles, or it's just no one does subtitle, or it's just easier for the I'm not sure. You live in UAE, so that's Dubai, Adam, that you live in, I'm guessing. Arab Emirates. I don't know much about Dubai. I know my sister lived there for a little bit. What's the main language spoken there in Dubai? And while you're getting that answer, I'm just going to start popping together these bits. I'd actually be curious if Dubai has or UAE has a kind of movie industry, and what kind of movies do come out of that area. So that's where we're up to with NeZha right now. I'm pretty sure I've forgotten to put this bit on here, and I'm pretty sure I've got to put that there. You said yeah. I'm not sure. When you say yeah, you got to give me a little bit more information than that. Like, what are you kind of stuff are you seeing from Dubai? And what's popular there? What is popular there? Is it more of the action films? Is it more comedies? So you do like dubs? Okay, yeah, that seems to be what I'm hearing from a lot of audiences that are probably around that Middle East area. It's just a little bit easier for a dub. There's no language in you. So that means you mostly speak English then, I'm guessing, Adam? Or is you're speaking... Oh, excuse me. So, I don't remember what my sister said was what was spoken when she was living in Dubai. Hell of a place. I'd love to go there, but I don't know if I can handle the heat. If I was to go to Dubai or the UAE, what would I do there? Where would I go to watch a movie? Indian films are popular. I'm guessing that's got something to do with how close they are. Movies from Iran. Well, there's something you don't hear about every day, about movies from Iran. I'd like to know a bit more about them. And then Hollywood. Ugh. So where do the Asian films come in? You would have seen the Asian films. Where does sorry, I should show on camera what I'm doing. Where does stuff like the Wei Li movies come? Whoops. I'm guessing you see them probably on is it on television? On your free TV or your cable TV or something like that? I've almost finished this NeZha, by the way. It's looking pretty groovy. It's just got the base to go, which is all these other pieces. So anyway, I've got to be honest with you guys. I am not a Hollywood. Few films are popular. Well, I am not a Hollywood film watcher. I don't tend to enjoy. Like, I used to enjoy them. Of course, everyone used to enjoy Hollywood movies, but I've got to admit, lately, some of the stuff coming there. White Snake Revenge. Hold on, now, you say White Snake and all I can think of is the Chinese movie White Snake, but I don't think that's the movie you're talking about. Is it? Is that the Shaw Brothers movie? The old, is that the martial arts Shaw Brothers movie? If so, I really need to get on and watch more Shaw Brothers films. I've only ever seen a handful of them. I'm still really curious from you guys over there in the UAE. How are you watching these films? And where are you getting access to watching them? Are they censored? Are you able to watch them without censorship? It is the Shaw Brothers one. Great. Shaw Brothers stuff's incredible. Who would be better than Shaw Brothers? Just so explain to me the appeal of Shaw Brothers films. I would be really excited. You can't see what I'm doing. I'd be really curious to know what the appeal is of Shaw Brothers. I mean, I know what the appeal is. Let's not be honest. It's not Jackie Chan. Oh, good old Jackie Chan. I don't think we're going to see a good Jackie Chan movie ever again. Yes. I think... bugger. There we go. It's the base of NeZha is on there, and I've just realised I've forgotten this little bit here, so I've got to finish off this bit. UAE is just like the US with an Islamic government. So does that mean... you've got to explain more to me, and I'm really happy to chat to you about it. Although I'm almost finished, but still happy to chat to you about it. So just tell me more, because this is how I can learn more about another culture and another country. I'd be keen to know more. There are more immigrants than natives here. And so where are you finding a bulk of the migrations coming from? What country? What land is getting a bulk of them from? And what does that do to the job market for locals? Oh, we're getting very political in talking now. But we don't always have to talk about movies. Anyway, we're done. We don't always have to talk about movies here. Certainly not if you're willing to talk about something else, Adam. There's NeZha completed. What do you reckon how long that took? 39 minutes, it says the stream went for. I don't think it took that long. There's NeZha. If you are interested in buying this, I have no idea where you'd get it from, because I got it off, and I'm sure I'm going to get this wrong and someone's going to tell me, but I'm sure we got this off Taobao in China and then had it shipped to Australia, and it did take absolutely forever. Although for you guys in Dubai, this might be a lot easier to get. It might be a lot easier to get from, you're a lot closer to China. So you get a lot of Indian and Middle Eastern migrants. Thanks Oz. It does look cool, doesn't it? Now, I've got 4 more of these to build. I've got Junior NeZha and Al Bing. And I've got, if you've seen the movie, the two copper, oh, excuse me, the two copper security guards. So I'll do them on different live streams, probably over the next couple of weeks. Just want to see how this one goes first, but that looks pretty cool. I like that. Now I need to find a spot for it. So, thank you for being with me during this live stream, and thank you for the chat, Adam. It's really great to learn more about where people are. I like the fact that I don't just have Americans or Australians on this stream, that I've got people from everywhere, all over the world, and it's good to see that there's someone from the United Arab Emirates who was able to join in and have a chat. And let me know what his favourite movie and actress was, and now so now I need to look it up and see what that is, but I don't make any promises that I'll ever get around to watching it, Adam. Look, you guys all take care. I'm not going to tell you to like and subscribe, I'll just leave it up to you. It's your call, but I've enjoyed this, and I've enjoyed having you guys along for the chat. So I'll see you in the next live stream, where I will do another one of these. Maybe at a better time slot so more people can watch. Otherwise, a big thank you everyone for joining in for the chat. Again, that's what adult NeZha looks like, or the older NeZha looks like. I'm going to find a place for him on my shelf.